You can be depressed after childbirth. So I had postpartum depression. Postpartum depression was something that you don't really hear people talk about it a lot. The moment I found out I was pregnant, I was bland. I didn't really have a reaction. It was just a mixture of like different emotions. Apart from happy, I was scared, I was sad. I remember that particular day I was serving. I was about to finish my service, but that particular day I was going to go to a friend's party, and that was weird because I don't go out. But that particular day I was like, okay, let me just go out and have fun. And then my period had been irregular, and a day before I was having serious, like my tummy was like seriously biting me, and I was throwing up a lot. So I just felt like, oh, this is a sign of worm, because anytime I have like warm, I throw up, I have tummy pain. So I treated warm. I was staying with a friend and she was like, you said your period has been irregular. I said, yeah. She was like, okay, I'm going to go and buy you a pregnancy test kit. I'm like, why? For what reason? She sure bought it. I peed and the whole process. And I found out I was pregnant. End of party. So I just sat down. I was numb, to be very honest. I was bland because it wasn't planned. And she was asking me, how are you? That's like the wrongest question to ask me at that moment. The next thing going on through my head was, what next, right? How will I tell my parents and all that? Because everybody had like big plans for me. So I had a very stressful pregnancy. I had morning sickness. My first trimester was really difficult. I really hated, how people come online and make pregnancy, the journey look very nice. I hated my pregnancy journey because it was just difficult. My second trimester, I think I got a break, but my third trimester, I couldn't sleep. I googled a lot of things because I just wanted my baby to be fine. And there's one thing about pregnancy, you tend to hear like a lot of things, like there's just a whole lot of advice. This person is telling you it's okay to drink cold water. The next person is telling you, oh, don't drink cold water. This person is telling you it's okay to drink Coke. Next person is saying, so it was just a whole lot of advice everywhere. So I think one of the lifestyle changes I made was going to my doctor and saying, which one should I do? The process of being a mom, right, is a lot of unlearning, relearning, learning, the whole thing. Like, I love that there is, when you have your child, there's just this thing, right, that before you ever get pregnant, people say it and you don't understand because you've never experienced it. When I gave birth to my child, it was like literally looking at my heart in my hands. Like, though I gave birth to CS, so I did not look at her in my hands. I saw her like, my brain booted like the next day. So seeing her, it was like, this is literally like the definition of love. Like, I think moms watching this will understand. It's like they literally bring out your heart and they place it in your hand, and all you just want to do is protect and just love and nurture. So I learned to love more and love excessively. And I think one of the things I actually even learned in the process is, if I could love my child like this, imagine how much God loves me, that sort of thing. So one of the things I learned that I wasn't prepared for was that you can be depressed after childbirth. So I had postpartum depression. And being that I didn't really have like family and friends around, it made it even harder. And being that I didn't have people around me who really understood what I was going through, thank God I read. So I read about it. I saw my symptoms in things I read. I called someone who gave birth to a child. I gave birth to my child in November, and she gave birth to a child in October. And I told her, she's in the US, and I told her, oh, this is how I'm feeling. She said, oh, you obviously have postpartum. But how could I explain that to people around me? So postpartum depression was something that you don't really hear people talk about it a lot. So it was really difficult to go through that. The sleepless nights, Jesus Christ, that thing is hard though. To be very honest, having a child, like giving birth after and taking care of the child, is not, you can never be prepared for it. Like, you won't sleep, people around you won't sleep. Their morning is your night, their night is your morning. So I wasn't prepared for that, and I hated it a whole lot. The moment I became a mom, I learned to love myself more. I learned to go for things I thought I could never go for, because I needed my child to see that it was okay to be bold in this world and go for things on how you think you can't achieve and you can't go for. So I learned to be bolder, I learned to love myself more, and I learned to be intentionally happy. There's the possibility of losing yourself in motherhood. So when you take it one day at a time, it helps you to love yourself more to be able to pour that love into another human being. So I always tell my friends something, my friends who recently became moms, and sometimes because motherhood can be really difficult, and I tell them, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you think you deserve, you need to rest, you rest. So you need to take it one day at a time before you even jump into the whole motherhood thing, because that's just a totally different journey on its own. My name is Ifoma, and I've been a mom for 8 years. Happy Mother's Day to every mom out there. I just want to say you're doing an amazing job, and I hope that you look at your child every day and you smile and you see a reason to live.